Good morning all of you. This is 11th class biology, chapter 2 biological classification, and this is lecture 1 of chapter 2. So today you will learn about classification system. First of all, Aristotle's classification. We are starting with the Aristotle's classification because Aristotle was the first. He was the earliest to attempt a more scientific basis for classification of organisms, because before him the classification system was based on the needs of human being. Okay, people used to classify the organisms on the basis of their needs, but the Aristotle was the first who gave a scientific approach for the classification of organism. He classified plants into three groups. Those are trees, shrubs and herbs, and animals into two groups. Animals having red blood cells and the animals which do not have red blood cells. So the animals which have red blood cells, means RBCs, will have the red blood, and the animals which will not have RBCs will not have red blood. Now mammals, lizards, birds and fishes were in the animals having red blood cell group. Okay, now another group was for the animals which do not have red blood cell, and this group was further divided into two categories: animals having hard bodies and animals having soft bodies. Now soft bodied animals were further divided into two groups: animals having shell and animals which do not have shell. Later on, two kingdom classification system came, and it was proposed by Linnaeus in 1758. This system classifies organism into two kingdoms, that is Plantae and Animalia. So according to two kingdom classification system, there were two kingdoms, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. All the organisms were under these two kingdoms only. But due to some drawbacks, this two kingdom classification system was later on replaced by three kingdom classification, then four kingdom, and finally five kingdom classification system. So what are these drawbacks of the two kingdom classification system? First, prokaryotes, those are bacteria or cyanobacteria, and eukaryotes. And what are these eukaryotes? Fungi, mosses, ferns. What are these? Mosses, ferns, these are plants. Okay, fungi is separate kingdom, and gymnosperms, angiosperms, all these are plants. So prokaryotes and eukaryotes, all these were included under plants. Okay, but you know there is a lot of difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are simpler organisms while the eukaryotes are complex organisms. But in the two kingdom classification, prokaryotes and eukaryotes were kept together under the same kingdom. And what was that kingdom? Plants. It was based on the presence of cell wall. So what was the basis of the classification system of the, you can say, two kingdom classification system? It was based only on the presence or absence of cell wall. But the prokaryotes and eukaryotes are widely differed in other features also. Okay, the animals which were having cell wall, all those animals were kept under the kingdom Plantae according to two kingdom classification, and the other animals which do not have cell wall were kept under another kingdom, Animalia. Okay, only this was the basis for the classification system of the two kingdom classification. Now second drawback is it included unicellular and multicellular organisms in same group. Okay, for example, Chlamydomonas, it is a unicellular organism, and Spirogyra, which is a multicellular organism. Both these were placed under the same kingdom. Okay, and these were under the same group, Algae. Okay, and Algae was under the Plantae kingdom. So unicellular and multicellular organisms were kept together. Third, drawback of two kingdom classification system was it did not differentiate between heterotrophic fungi. Heterotrophic means the organisms which cannot make their own food, and the autotrophic green plants. Autotrophic green plants means the plants which can make their own food. Okay, so here in the two classification system, fungi and plants were kept together. But you know, there is a lot of difference between the fungi and plants. Fungi are heterotrophic, cannot make their own food, but plants are autotrophic. Fungi have chitinous cell wall. There is a difference in their cell wall structure also. Cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. That's why it is called chitinous cell wall. While the cell wall of green plants is made up of cellulose. That is called cellulosic cell wall. So in spite of these differences, plants and fungi were kept together under the kingdom Plantae, and all these were drawbacks of two kingdom classification system. After that, three kingdom classification system came. Due to these drawbacks of the two kingdom classification system, a third kingdom called Protista was added. Okay, and all the unicellular organisms were separated from the multicellular organisms. Okay, because it was one of the drawback of two kingdom classification that unicellular and multicellular organisms were kept together. So here a separate kingdom was made for the unicellular organisms, and this three kingdom classification system was made by Ernest Haeckel in 1866. After that, four kingdom classification system came, and it was proposed by Herbert Copeland in 1956. Okay, and he added one more kingdom, Monera, in the classification system. So the four kingdoms proposed by Herbert Copeland were Monera, Protista, Plantae and Animalia. Still, due to some drawbacks, finally five kingdom classification system came, and it is proposed by R.H. Whitaker in 1969. And this five kingdom classification system includes Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So you can say in last, fungi was added as the fifth kingdom, and this kingdom separated autotrophic plants from the heterotrophic fungi. So autotrophic and heterotrophic organisms were separated due to this five kingdom classification system. And this classification system is based on, what is the basis of this classification system? Many characters were taken into account, and these characters are cell structure. So the difference in cell structure was taken into account. Then thallus organization means body organization. Either it is a cellular level of organization, tissue level of organization, or organ system level of organization. Okay, so this characteristic was taken into account to differentiate the kingdoms. Then mode of nutrition, that the organism is autotrophic or heterotrophic. Then also reproduction, that mode of reproduction is either asexual or sexual. Then also phylogenetic relationship, means the evolutionary relationship between the organisms. Then these are five kingdoms made by, or you can say proposed by, R.H. Whitaker, and these are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. These are different characteristics of five kingdoms given by R.H. Whitaker. So first characteristic is cell type, and cell type is prokaryotic in Monera kingdom. Prokaryotic cells mean simpler type of cells in which no nuclear membrane is present, or no other membrane bounded cell organelle is present. So these are simpler type of cells. Then Protista kingdom is of eukaryotic type, means cell type is eukaryotic. Also fungi is eukaryotic, Plantae eukaryotic, and Animalia fungi is also having cell type eukaryotic. So you can see here only members of kingdom Monera are having prokaryotic cell, and all other kingdoms are having eukaryotic cell. Then second characteristic is cell wall. In Monera, there is non-cellulosic cell wall that is made up of polysaccharide and amino acids. Means cell wall is present in Monera kingdom, but that is non-cellulosic, means not made up of cellulose. It is made up of polysaccharide and amino acids. Then Protista kingdom, cell wall can be present or absent. In fungi, cell wall is present and that is made up of chitin. In Plantae kingdom, cell wall is present and is made up of cellulose. And in Animalia kingdom, cell wall is absent. So you can say in Animalia kingdom only cell wall is absent. The nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane is absent in prokaryotes. As I have told you that in prokaryotic cell, nuclear membrane is absent. Okay, so it will be absent only in Monera kingdom, and in all other kingdoms it is present. So because all other kingdoms are having eukaryotic cell, and in eukaryotic cells nuclear membrane is present. Then next characteristic is body organization. Means organization of body means either it is cellular type of organization or tissue organization or organ level of organization. So according to that, Monera kingdom is having cellular level of organization. Means a single cell can perform all the body functions. Okay, Protista also have cellular level of organization. Then fungi. Fungi can have multicellular organization. These are multicellular, and these can form loose tissue also. Okay, tissue formation starts from this kingdom. Then Plantae kingdom can have tissues and organs. So you can say organ level of organization. And in Animalia, tissues, organs and organ system level of organization is found. Last characteristic is mode of nutrition. And mode of nutrition is in Monera kingdom, these can be autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. So autotrophic mode of nutrition means they can make their own food. So in autotrophic mode of nutrition, these are chemosynthetic, means with the help of chemicals they prepare their own food. Like plants, you know, plants are photoautotrophic, means with the help of sunlight they make their own food. Here in the Monera kingdom, the animals or you can say the organisms which are present are chemosynthetic, means with the help of chemicals they make their own food. And heterotrophic nutrition can also be there, and in heterotrophic mode of nutrition they cannot make their own food. And means it can be of different type. They can be saprotrophic, saprotrophs. So saprotrophs will show the saprotrophic type of nutrition, means will feed on the dead and decaying matter, organic matter. Then parasitic mode of nutrition can also be there. Then in Protista kingdom, autotrophic and heterotrophic. So both type of nutrition is present in Protista kingdom also. So in Monera and Protista, in both mode of nutrition can be autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. Then in fungi kingdom, mode of nutrition is always heterotrophic. It can be either saprotrophic or parasitic. In Plantae, you know, plants are autotrophic, photoautotrophic. Okay, so these are autotrophic mode of having autotrophic mode of nutrition and always photoautotrophic. And Animalia are heterotrophic, and in heterotrophic they can be holozoic or saprotrophic. Now based on today's topics, your homework is NCERT question number 1, and read these topics from your NCERT book. and also write down the characteristic or make notes for yourself and write down the characteristics of five kingdoms of R.H. Whitaker.